happy to be back today with a new do-it-yourself video. So today I'm gonna share with you how I made this dress for Valentine's Day. And it's good to show you how I made it. The sketch I want for my Valentine's Day dress. So as you can see, I want a top will be something similar to a corset, so really fitted. That's why I bought a boning. So it's gonna be my first time experiencing with boning. For the boning, I bought those in plastic. I made some research and there is 3 different ones. Some you can just sew right on it, some in plastic, which was my choice. And you can also have the metal one. I heard the metal one is the best. It's like more luxe, I guess, but they're so more expensive, so I went to the second option. I guess the sewing boning is like really the cheaper option, but this was not bad at all about the price. So how I'm gonna sew them, I'm gonna make a tunnel boning, but I'm gonna show you when I sew this top. So for the top, I use the pattern from this Burda magazine. This is a May 2018 Burda Style magazine, and I use the pattern of this dress, which is the dress number 112, and also this is also the same pattern of this top from this play suit, which is the number 111. So here, up, I have all my pieces. Up, and here is the straps. About the fabric. So, this is my tulle fabric, number fun one. I found on Etsy. It's super cute. It's some kind of tulle with sequin, heart-shaped embroidery. Super shiny. I love it. And as to put under, that will be this, I think it's silk polyester in red. I think it's gonna look nice in it. So here are all my pieces for the top. This is just half of a top. So I'm gonna have to cut twice each of these pieces in this fabric, and then 4 times each of these pieces in this fabric, because I need a lining for this top, which will be in this fabric as well. And after every pieces, I'm gonna sew this fabric on this, so it will be easier and stay still, if it makes sense. But I will show with you little by little. And then I didn't make the pattern yet for the skirt. I will make it after, because it's just gonna be a piece of rectangle. I will then gather. I'm hoping to have maybe like 3 meters of width, so it will be something really, really flared. So I will see how much fabric I still have. So as you can see, I want a middle length dress. Something will probably end up at the calf, but I will show you that after, when I work on the pattern for the skirt. I will first work on the top, but first I need to cut the fabric, so let's go. My pieces are all cut, so each piece is cut 4 times in the red satin and 2 times in the heart printed tulle. Tulle. Not sure how to say it in English. What I'm first gonna do is I'm gonna top stitch the tulle on the lining, the red lining here, like that. Up, I'm going to do the same thing for each pieces, and then I'm going to start to sew and re-knitted each pieces. So let's go to work on this top. I'm done preparing all the top. So this part is a part of the satin with the tulle with the earth embroidery on it. I also did the same thing because this will be the lining in satin. I think it looks really pretty like that. And I also prepared the future straps here. So the strap is the same thing, it's just the satin over the tulle. So I put interfacing so it will be a little bit more thick. Up. And what I did is I fold into this band of fabric, and I made a stitch at the side like that here, and then I ironed on that there already. I will just have to sew it here to the top. I will do that later, because first before to sew the strap and then the lining, so to sew the lining later, I will have to sew all the top, the lining front size against the front size of this top here, or the top like that, but I will do that after, because first I have to work on the boning. So I never did boning on a top. It's gonna be a first, and I hope it's gonna be a success. So I already prepared all my boning, and they're gonna go at the sewing line here. Up. And they are all prepared already, so they are in plastic. And what I did is I burned the top at the edge of each part, so they won't hurt me. So then the edge is more soft, if it makes sense. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out, because it came already in the bundle of fabric, and then the tunnel is already done. I'm just gonna have to top stitch this tunnel. For example, this one go here, so I'm gonna have to top stitch like that, of course, in the back side. And then I will just have to enserate the plastic, the boning. So let's go work on that on this part of the top. I'm just done working on the boning. So as you can see, I finished to sew the tunnel, and now I just have to enserate those bond of plastic inside those tunnels I sew. And then I'm gonna sew the straps on the top of this fabric, and then I will just have to sew the lining to the top. Sewing the lining with the top. So as you can see, front size again, front size. The lining is here, and this is the main fabric with the tulle, and I'm sewing only the top at 1 centimeter. Voila. I just sew the lining with the top, and now what I'm doing is the sewing line go towards the lining, and I'm doing a top stitch at 1 or 2 millimeter, so the lining will stay still inside the garment after. Okay, so it's starting to look like a dress. So I'm already done to prepare 1 layer of the future skirt. So I started to work on the tulle, and I think it was a good thing, because the tulle is more complicated together. It's more annoying, especially with all the embroidery details. So what I did is first I had 4 pieces of fabric. I cut the length of 80 centimeter. Then I reunited all the pieces by making French seams, as you can see here. I love French seams because it always make a better finish. It's more clean, I think, than a regular sewing line I would have oversew. Now, and after, when everything was reunited together, I I gather, and so that's how I made the skirt. There was just one opening line up at the side here. I will reunite that later when the lining will be made, because now I have to work on the lining in the red satin. So as you can see, my fabric is here. Same thing, I have the 4 pieces cut. I'm gonna around, then make English seams and just keep one open stitch and at the side, and then I will gather, and that will be good for the skirt. And I will show you after what I'm gonna do next. But after I'm gonna be able to reunite it, everything's at the waist. So let's go. The lining is all gathered finally. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the tulle above it, and I'm gonna top stitch the top of the edge with all the gather. So then when I will have to sew the skirt to the top, it's gonna be easier for me. Sewing the top with a skirt. So I sew it twice, this line, because I didn't want the sewing line to rip in the future when I'm gonna wear the dress, because the skirt is quite heavy. So I only take one layer of the top. I didn't take the lining because after I want to have the lining will go over the stitch line, pretty much like that. So it will look cleaner on the inside, and also it will have out the this stitch to kinda hurt or itch my waist. Next, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna oversew the edge of the side, the one open stitch. So I'm gonna oversew, and also oversew only like the part without taking the lining again, and then I'm gonna be able to close it. I'm gonna stitch it until and I will stop where the future zip will end, and then I will sew the zip, and it will be almost done. The dress is done. So what I did is, first I closed the sides with just a simple stitch, an open stitch, and then I sew the zip. When I sew the zip, I only took the fabric side, not the lining for the top, but I took everything for the skirt. Because then what I did is I did end stitch for the lining, so then it looks really clean like that, as you can see on the inside of my garment. And same thing at the waist, I do end stitch all around the waist here, so then it looks also really clean like that. So I made some kind of hem with the lining, and then I end stitch. I don't know if it makes sense to make it clean in the inside as well. And for the finish of the edge of the skirt, I left the tulle like that because I think it's fine if I don't do any hem. And for the lining, I did a tiny hem like always, because tiny hem I think are really like more luxe. I love it. Voila for my dress.